Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to another episode of my Premier League predictions video. Hopefully you do enjoy this. If you do, hit the like button down below and also leave your comments on what your predictions are for this week's Premier League games. So, if you don't know how it works, then basically what we do is we just look at the games that are happening this weekend. We try and predict them and you get points based on how close you are to getting the result right. So if you get it completely wrong, you get 0. If you get the the game result right, so the team that wins right, or if it's a draw right, then you get 1 point. If you get the correct score, then you get 3 points. So it's pretty good. It's a fun way to just make it a little bit more interesting. So hopefully you do enjoy it and leave your predictions in the comment section down below. So let's jump into it and see how well we can do this week. I'm notoriously bad at this and getting my predictions wrong, so hopefully we can do a little bit better this weekend. So we'll start it off with Palace versus West Brom. A pretty interesting game because West Brom sort of turning around, Berahino coming back into the team looking a little bit better, but Palace still looking strong under Pardew. Not too shabby. They're currently sat at like 7th in the table or something. West Brom not as high, but it's going to be a tough game and it's not the easiest one to call. There's quite a few of those this weekend, so I'm going to go with Palace to win, but I think West Brom will probably just somehow end up sneaking a goal, whether it be through Dawson or Berahino. So I'm going to go with 2-1 to Crystal Palace this weekend. Next we move on to Aston Villa versus Stoke. Another interesting one. Aston Villa, Gested doing a bit better for them, scoring a couple of goals the other day, but not enough for them. But Stoke not doing well at all this season. Them and Villa, actually, looking at the table right now, are in 17th and 18th place. So it's a really tough one to call. Both doing pretty bad this season. So I'm just going to go with the standard draw in this game of it's Stoke. Not too many goals. Let's go with 1-1 in this one. Next we'll move on to Bournemouth versus Watford. Bournemouth looking okay, only sat in like 16th place, but they've been having some good performances, whereas Watford climbing up a little bit up to now 13th in the table, not too bad. The downside for Bournemouth is that they've had 3 massive injuries lately, so Max Gradel, Tyrone Mings, and their latest Callum Wilson, their top goal scorer by quite a bit, is now out for 6 months or something like that, so they're really going to miss him, could be out for the whole season. So it's like, where are the goals going to come from them now? Maybe they have some other players that are actually really good, but they're just in Wilson's shadow, and maybe now they'll actually emerge. But for me, Watford to win this one. Bournemouth's defence isn't the greatest. They've just been doing okay because of Wilson, basically, and now that he's gone, they're going to be in a bit of trouble, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with a Watford win of 1-0 in this game. Next we move on to Norwich-Leicester. Obviously, we've been doing quite well this season. We're currently sat in 8th place in the table. Not too bad at all. It's actually been a really, really solid start. Our only loss this season has come to Arsenal, whereas we've been undefeated in our other 6 games. Norwich doing okay, sat in 12th place. They've got some decent players in their team, so it's once again not an easy one to call this weekend. I'll actually be going to the game, so hopefully I'll see us win. But like I said, Norwich been decent, we've been good, we've got goals in us, like even if we lose, we lost against Arsenal, but we still scored 2 goals. So either way, I'm expecting us to score even if we lose, so I'm going to be confident today. I could be completely wrong and we'll get thrashed 4-0, but I'm going to go with us to win. Norwich are decent, so let's go 3-2 to us, hoping for an entertaining game, seeing as I am going all the way to it. Next we go to Sunderland-West Ham, and Sunderland rock bottom of the Premier League table. How many points are they on right now? They are on 2 points after 7 games, so not a good start for them at all. West Ham looking very good. They're in 3rd spot in the table right now. Payet absolutely smashing it in behind someone like Sacco against a struggling Sunderland defence. You can only see it going one way, and near enough every single time I say that in these kind of videos, it'll go the opposite way. Like, I'll say, oh yeah, Chelsea are the only team that can win, and then they'll lose to or they'll draw to Newcastle or something like that. So, I'm going to go with West Ham win, obviously. I'm going to go with 3-1 because Defoe might just somehow get a goal out of nowhere because it's Jermaine Defoe. Next we move on to Chelsea-Southampton. Now, this is an interesting one because Chelsea, are they turning it around? I mean, they're they've done a little bit better. They won a game, then they came from behind to draw against Newcastle, looking okay. Then they lost in the Champions League, though. So I don't know with Chelsea this season. It's just ridiculous how weird they've been. Southampton have been a little bit dodgy as well. They're sat 10th in the table, 4 places higher than Chelsea, but unless Pella does really well for them, you don't see them actually getting goals. It's not an easy one to call. Again, like I said, there's a lot this weekend, and the Sunday games don't get any easier. So I'm going to go with Chelsea. You know what? Then again, they've not got Diego Costa, do they? Oh, it's tricky. I'm still going to stick with it. I'm going to go Chelsea to win 2-0. Southampton aren't going to get a goal. Probably score 5, but it's fine. 2-0. Next we move on to Super Sunday, and this is actually a Super Sunday compared to last week. That was, what was it? Palace, Watford. That was it. This one, we've got 3 good games going on right now. So the Merseyside derby, Everton, Liverpool, very, very tough to call. Sturridge has just come back into the Liverpool side to make them look a bit better. That win over Aston Villa the other day. Everton looking strong. They came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 the other day. To win some guy on Twitter at like 45 grand. That was mad. So both looking okay. Everton sat higher in the table, but we know that that doesn't mean anything at this stage in the season, seeing as we're above teams like Chelsea. So, really tough one. Obviously, I'm going to go with goals in these games because both teams are scoring, not really keeping clean sheets that well. They were at the start of the season, but not now. So, I'm going to go with, who's going to win? Everton, Liverpool. If Lukaku plays well or if Sturridge plays well, either team could smash it. So I'm going to go with a highly entertaining 2-2 draw in this one. Next we move on to Arsenal versus Manchester United. 2 teams doing really well right now. Man U moved top of the table the other day with their win. Arsenal beat us 5-2. They played really, really well. Sanchez back in form with a hat-trick. Not too bad. Many fantasy football players happy with him, as well as Juan Mata, who is also doing very well for Man U. So, yet again, goals, but a really tough one to call. Arsenal playing really nice football, Man U doing well as well. It's just going to be another flip of a coin in this one. It's completely random. Any team could win it, or it could be a draw. I'm just hoping for an entertaining game right here. But I'm going to go... What should we go with? Should we just go with the same? Arsenal, Man U. It'll end up being someone will win like 3-1, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one, just hoping for another entertaining game. Swansea-Tottenham is the final game of this week. There's no Monday Night Football, all 3 on Super Sunday. So, for this one, Swansea fell down a little bit recently. Where are they sat in the table? Let's have a look. 11th place. Spurs moving up to 6th. They're slowly turning it around. Eriksen getting 2 assists in 2 games since he's come back from injury. Not too bad for him. Kane scored, at least, the other day. So he's back in the goals. Swansea, like I said, fallen down a bit. Ayew and Gomes, who looked so promising early on, were in a lot of people's fantasy teams. Just haven't done anything. So it may be... I'd like to know what the odds are for this game, because... I bet Tottenham are actually higher than they probably should be. But if Eriksen and Kane can actually start getting that chemistry back that they had last season, they could be a really strong force, as well as other players like Chadley, that Dele Alli guy. I'm going to go with Tottenham to win this one 2-1. Okay, so there is that. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below so we can compare and see who got the most points when we do our roundup video on Monday. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.